Today, you might do something that requires almost no thought. You throw a pile of dirty clothes into the washing machine. You close the door. You press a button, and you walk away. You can make coffee, reply to messages, watch a video, because you know that a quiet machine in the corner of your home will take care of everything. A few hours later, your clothes will come back clean, fresh, and ready to wear. But for most of human history, laundry was nothing like this. Washing clothes was not a simple household chore. It was a physical battle repeated again and again. Before washing machines existed, keeping clothes clean required rivers, stones, wooden paddles, harsh chemicals, and countless hours of human effort. From medieval villages to industrial cities, laundresses spent their lives fighting dirt with their bare hands. They stood in freezing water. They carried heavy wet fabrics. They beat clothes against stones until their arms hurt. Their hands cracked from harsh cleaning substances. Their joints suffered from years of repetitive labor. To people in the past, dirty clothing was not just inconvenient. It was something that consumed their time, damaged their bodies, and controlled their daily lives. So the question is, before washing machines, before modern detergents, and before chemical cleaning products, how did humans actually make their clothes clean again? First, we need to correct a common misunderstanding. People in the past were not simply dirty and careless. They hated bad smells. They wanted clean-looking clothes. They wanted to appear respectable. But their definition of clean was very different from ours today. Today, cleanliness is connected to invisible things: bacteria, disease, sanitation. But for much of history, being clean often meant something simpler: looking presentable, smelling acceptable, having no obvious dirt on your clothing. People did not understand germs or invisible pathogens. They only knew that dirty clothes felt uncomfortable and could damage their reputation. And there was another problem. Clothing was expensive. Today, if a shirt becomes old or stained, many people simply replace it. But centuries ago, one piece of clothing represented enormous amounts of work. Someone had to shear the sheep, spin the wool, dye the thread, weave the fabric, sew everything together by hand. For ordinary people, clothing was not disposable. A coat could last for years. Sometimes, it could become a family possession passed down through generations. So the goal was never, how can I wear something new every day? The real question was, how can I make this one piece of clothing survive as long as possible? But the greatest enemy of clothing was not mud from the street. It was the human body itself. Every day, our skin produces sweat and oil. Those oils slowly sink into fabric fibers. Then they mix with dust, smoke, food, and dirt. Clothing develops a stubborn layer of grime, and water alone cannot solve this problem. Try washing grease from your hands using only water. It does not work, because oil and water naturally separate. This is why soap was such a revolutionary invention. It solved a problem humans had struggled with for thousands of years. How do you make water carry away oil? Before modern cleaning products, humans relied on three simple forces: water, friction, and human strength. Many ancient civilizations built their communities near rivers, because rivers were not only sources of drinking water, they were also the world's earliest laundry rooms. Every morning, women carried heavy baskets of clothing to the riverbank. They soaked the fabric, rubbed it against stones, twisted it, beat it, again and again. Sometimes they slammed wet clothes against rocks to force dirt out of the fibers. Today, this might look like a simple household task, but in reality, it was exhausting physical labor. A wet wool garment could become incredibly heavy. After hours of washing, someone still had to carry everything back home and hang it to dry. Season after season, year after year. To make the process more effective, humans invented another tool, the washing paddle. In many parts of Europe, laundresses used wooden tools to beat wet clothes against stones or wooden surfaces. once, twice, hundreds of times. The impact helped remove dirt trapped deep inside the fabric. It was simple. It worked. But the cost was paid by the human body. For countless women, laundry was not something they did occasionally. It was a daily responsibility that shaped their entire lives. So what about kings and nobles? In old paintings, they often appear wearing bright white shirts, perfect collars, and beautiful clothing. Did they wash everything constantly? Not exactly. Many wealthy people relied on a different idea of cleanliness. Changing undergarments, especially linen clothing. Linen could absorb sweat and oils from the body, protecting expensive outer clothing. So in the past, looking clean did not always mean being truly hygienic. It meant having a white collar, clean sleeves, fresh perfume, a respectable appearance. In many societies, looking clean was more important than actually being clean. As cities grew larger, laundry became an industry. Ancient Rome developed professional laundry workers, known as the fullers. They cleaned huge amounts of clothing for the empire, but their cleaning method sounds unbelievable today. They used fermented urine. Yes, the Romans literally turned human waste into a cleaning resource. Why? Because fermented urine produces ammonia, a powerful natural cleaning agent that helps break down grease. Roman laundries collected urine from public toilets. Workers placed dirty clothes into large containers filled with water, clay, and fermented urine. Then they stepped inside and stomped on the clothes to force the mixture through the fabric. It sounds disgusting, but at the time, it was an effective chemical solution using the resources available to them. In fact, urine became so valuable that it created an entire economic system. The Roman government eventually realized there was money to be made. Emperor Vespasian introduced a tax on urine collection, when his son complained that taxing something so disgusting was unacceptable. Vespasian reportedly held up a coin and asked, "Does it smell?" The answer was no, and this became the famous phrase, "Money does not smell." One of history's strangest lessons is that human progress often comes from using the most unexpected things. Even something considered waste can become a tool of civilization. But the real revolution in laundry did not come from ancient tricks. It came from machines. During the Industrial Revolution, cities grew rapidly. More people meant more clothing. Traditional hand washing could no longer keep up. Millions of hours of human labor were spent fighting dirt, until machines finally entered the home. Early washing machines were nothing like the ones we know today. They were heavy, expensive, often powered by hand, but they represented something revolutionary. For the first time, humans could transfer the physical burden of cleaning from their own bodies to mechanical power. Today, we often see the washing machine as just another household appliance, a white box sitting quietly in a corner. But its greatest achievement was never just cleaning clothes. It was giving people back their time. Many of the biggest changes in modern life came from inventions that removed invisible daily burdens. The washing machine did not change the world with a dramatic explosion. It simply removed thousands of hours of repetitive labor from human lives, especially for the generations of women who carried much of the responsibility for household work. It did not just save their hands, it saved their time. Before the luxury of the start button, keeping clothes clean required rivers, stones, wooden paddles, ash, fermented urine, washboards, and countless exhausted hands. Today, all of that history has been compressed into a quiet spinning drum in the corner of your home. We often think civilization is built from skyscrapers, computers, and artificial intelligence. But sometimes, civilization is much simpler. It is a machine that quietly gives people back the hours they once lost. A toilet, a refrigerator, a bar of soap, a washing machine. These ordinary objects are not just conveniences. They are the result of thousands of years of human struggle. So the next time you throw your clothes into the washing machine and press that button, remember this: for almost all of human history, making a piece of fabric clean again required a river, 2 tired hands, a lot of sweat, and an entire day of human life. Today, it only takes a single click.